Hello, Keith. How are you? Well, good evening there, most worshipful Roger. It was a great night last night. I appreciate you and your lovely wife being there. Eric from down in Evansville, thanks for checking in. And they're all beating in there. Brother Scott, Brother Mark. Brother Scott, your text earlier just really cracked me up, so give Teresa two thumbs up. Brother Jeff, how are you? We'll see how many check in today with the Colts still playing. If anybody happens to hear a loud yell from the background, that would be the First Lady of Freemasonry rooting on the Colts. Brother Parmalee, Brother Terry, thanks for coming, you and your lovely wife. Last night, I hope you had a good time. Brother Jim, thank you for coming. Brother Jim Marion. Brother Mark. Brother Michael. Man, everybody must have got a nap in the day. Everybody that was there last night's on the show, so that's great. Brother Rob, Chip, good to see you. Brother Jim from Martinsville, Neil. All right, Frank, Ken, welcome. Brother Merle, Brother Mike, all my Indianapolis 669 brothers. And Randy, well, this is great. Brothers, as usual, we'll get started here in a couple minutes. Let everybody get checked in. I hope you all had a great weekend. Maybe one of the last almost 90-degree days of the season. Well, Brother Dwayne, how are you? And Randy? Tack, how are you? How are things in Broad Ripple? Brother Sean, Brother Gordon. Well, we're picking up speed. This is great. I actually got in a nap. We got back from Indianapolis after we packed up the hotel room at about noon, and I took a nice long couch nap. I needed it very much. The First Lady of Indiana Freemasonry checking in from the other room. Brother Daryl and Rick, Tim, Brother Grant. This is great. Just about another minute or so, we'll get started. I got a lot of great things to report on, and a little bit of education, and get on with our evening. Get ready for a week next week. Brother Brian from Noblesville Lodge. Great crowd. Brother Richard, how's things up north? You'll notice that Sonic is missing today. He ended up spending the rest of the weekend in my office at the Scottish Rite. He had a long night at the reception, so he's hanging out there till next week. Brother Keith and Andy, Richard and Trent. Great to see everybody. Wow, what a great crowd. Thank you so much for checking in. I really appreciate it. That makes it all worthwhile to see all the brothers checking in. Brother Steve, thank you, and the rest of KSA. I'm going to talk about that later, for helping out at the reception. All right, let's see. Well, brothers, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, thank you all so much for checking in. It's just so much fun to do this every week. I look forward to it. I get my notes down and think about what I want to talk about and all the great things that are going on in Indiana Freemasonry. And I appreciate each and every one of you that check in live for sure, and all the brothers that watch it later on Facebook or on YouTube. I know we all have busy lives, and I know we have brothers checking in from all over the state, even the country, and across the world. So it's really exciting. So thanks a lot for being here, and I appreciate it. Well, it's been a wild week, brothers. We got finished up with the Compass Park Masonic Home Festival, and planned the week out, and we started in, and we never stopped until today. So it's been great. So first things is the traditional commodities report. Green beans remained at a very low 0 this week. So we'll see what happens next week. But green beans are at a 0, so I'm not sure what's happening in the green bean market, but a big 0 this week. And I've got a new shirt this week. The shirt of the week, let's see if I can move the camera around the right way. You can see is a D. Malay shirt. So D. Malay had a big influence on me this week, and I appreciate Brother Daniel Pepper from George Rogers Clark chapter down in New Albany for him and his chapter gifting me this shirt. So I'll wear it proudly, and thank you very much for that. So on Monday, brothers, I went to Frank S. Land Lodge. That's a home lodge of our co-director of PR and marketing, Brother Darian Coons Lodge, and had dinner with them at the Mexican restaurant down from the Grand Lodge building. And we came back for a stated meeting, and then they had asked me to present my working tools lecture on breaking down each one of the working tools of Freemasonry. And we did that lecture, and I loved giving that lecture because it really teaches us how to apply the ritual of the working tools to our daily lives. The 24-inch gauge, the common gavel, the plumb, the square, the level, and especially the trowel, which spreads the cement of brotherly love and affection, that cement which unites us into one sacred band or society of friends and brothers, among whom no contention should ever exist except that noble contention, or rather emulation, of whom best can work and best agree. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but man, that's one of our most important working tools right now. That cement that binds us together despite our differences, despite our beliefs, despite our political beliefs, and that even though we don't always agree, brothers, that through Freemasonry and through the trowel and through that brotherly love, that we can maintain our relationships and look past our differences and focus on those things that make us alike and our desire to be good men. So that was a great visit at Frank S. Land. And then Tuesday, I was invited by Brother Mike to go to Southport chapter there at Southport Lodge of D. Malay. They initiated 3 new fine young men into D. Malay. New D. Malay brothers, William, Gavin, and Abel. And they had a great cast of active D. Malay and senior D. Malays that put on the initiatory degree and the ritual degree, and it was just a great evening. There was a nice crowd. The young boys were just very attentive to the ritual, and it was great spending time with all 3 of them. And William had his mom and dad there, Mike Steele and Heather, and Gavin had his father Joe and his grandfather Steve, and Abel was the oldest candidate. I believe he's maybe 17, and he came on his own, so I got to stand in and pin him as a parent would, and it was great to talk to him and spend some time with William playing pool and with Gavin and visiting with him and his family. And it was just a great opportunity to see the ritual and see these young men enter into an organization that effectively can change their life. And I just heard the First Lady of Indiana Freemasonry scream at the TV, so I'm not sure what the Colts did, but it wasn't good. She loves her sports, and she's very animated about it. So one of the things they do in the D. Malay ritual is the flower talk. And the flower talk is a beautiful piece of ritual that talks about motherly love and the importance of our mothers in our lives. And it was honestly a very solemn and touching moment. Most of us old guys had tears in our eyes because as they give the flower talk, the presenter asks you to pick a flower from the altar to give to your mother. And it's a red rose if your mother is still alive, and it's a white rose if your mother has passed to the celestial heavens above. And one of the young men's mother had passed several years ago, and it was just very touching, very, very sad, but also warm and beautiful that we honor not only our mothers, that are still with us, but our mothers that are no longer with us. And to see the support of his father and grandfather was just a beautiful thing. If you have never had the opportunity to see the Demolay ritual, all Master Masons can see that and observe it. And I would strongly, strongly encourage you to do that. So thank you so much to Southport chapter for inviting me, and for Mike Steele for inviting me, and congratulations to those young boys. Brothers, the rest of the week was spent. Oh, apparently the Colts win, according to Richard. Maybe that yell wasn't so bad coming from the First Lady. Congratulations to the Colts. So the rest of the week, brothers, was spent finishing up the final details of the Grandmaster's reception, the celebration of Indiana Freemasonry. And we got into town in Indy on Friday. We met with our out-of-state guests, my family and Mel's family, and we had a wonderful dinner after we finished up the preparations and got to spend some time together. Then Saturday morning and afternoon was spent with the final details of bringing in all the entertainment and all the volunteers to put together this Grandmaster's reception. And I want to thank each and every one of the brothers and their ladies and their guests that came. We had the ballroom at the Scottish Rite Cathedral full. 360 gathered to celebrate Indiana Freemasonry. And it warmed my heart, and the spirit of Freemasonry, brothers, is alive and well in the state of Indiana. Our out-of-state guests, I had a good friend of mine, Brother Scott Walton from Maine and his wife, and the Deputy Grand Master of Kentucky, Luke Martin and his wife were in attendance as our guests, and they were just so impressed with the brothers of Indiana, the friendliness, that Hoosier hospitality, our beautiful Scottish Rite Cathedral. And I can't thank everyone enough for everything that they did to make the night worthwhile. All the lodges that purchased tables, all the appendant bodies, the grottos, the shrines, the Scottish Rite valleys, the York Rite, Grand York Rite bodies, the Star, Amaranth, all of our youth groups were represented. Every one of our appendant and concordant bodies was represented, as well as lodges from all over the state of Indiana. We probably had at least 60, 70 lodges represented. And I can't thank you enough. And the dinner was great. The social time was wonderful. The fellowship, the brotherhood, just the First Lady and I are just absolutely so proud of everything that Indiana Freemasonry is doing, and all the support and all the love that we're receiving. And special shout out to my good friend Tom Fallis for stepping in at the last minute and taking care of those final details that he's so good at taking care of. And more importantly, to our entertainer of the night was Brother Clayton Anderson. He's a country music performer and star, a writer of a lot of popular country music songs, have performed all over the country and recorded in Nashville, Indiana. And he's a member of Bedford Lodge number 14 down in Bedford, Indiana. And he was our performer, and he did a phenomenal job of waking up the crowd and having a great time. And what a great voice, and what a wonderful entertainer, and what a good brother. And I appreciate his time and efforts and sharing his talent with us. There's so much talent, brothers, in the family of Freemasonry. Artists, singers, speakers, whatever you can think of. It was just wonderful for him to share that time with us, and he was very gracious to donate a great portion of his performance fee to the First Lady of Freemasonry's project for the companion pets. And we are very grateful for that. And we're also very grateful to Sahara Grotto donated 2 dogs and presented that check to the First Lady during the ceremony, during the reception. And also, he might not want me to mention his name, but my good friend, Brother Dan, donated a dog that night. So we appreciate all the support and all the love. So thank you so much for everybody that came. It was just so impressive to have such a great crowd celebrating this wonderful, wonderful fraternity. Also want to shout out to our actors that portrayed. We had George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and General Lafayette were in the reception and in the social hour, in character, visiting with all the brothers, taking pictures, and that was just such a lot of fun. And all the help that the KSA, the Knights of St. Andrew, and all their Scottish garb and their kilts, forming the lines for the introductions, just everybody pitched in, and it was just great. I can't talk enough about it, and I'll talk a little bit next week about several brothers and organizations brought gifts, and I haven't had a chance to even go through all of them, but just some wonderful showing of brotherly love and affection, and it's greatly appreciated. Now, coming up this week, brothers, is we've got lodges of instruction have started all over across the state of Indiana, so please attend your lodge of instruction, and that is one of the requirements for the rookie program. So bring your new Master Masons to a lodge of instruction so they can get that knocked off the list, and that would be absolutely great. And it's a good time to learn about the ritual that's so important to me and so important to each Mason. Without the ritual, how do we know how to be a Mason? How do we know how to act? How do we know how to grow and live and love? So looking forward to visiting some lodges of instructions this week. So I hope to see you out and about. Maybe Brother Dirk can throw up. I see he's on there. He can throw up a report on the Colts game for November 30th. I'm not sure if we have any tickets left or not, but he'll jump right in there and let us know. And also coming up is October 5th is the Schofield pilgrimage to the Schofield House in Madison, Indiana, the birthplace of Indiana Freemasonry in 1818. It's something I've looked forward to every year. We've changed the date and we've went into the fall, so it should be, I hope, a beautiful day. And come down to the Schofield House. I'll bring out the full schedule of the events next week, but we're going to have a short religious service in the morning with Reverend Scott Hebbard's going to help us out with that, and maybe a 50-year award, some other activities, hopefully rededication of a stone there. And I know the First Lady's got some surprises for you. And for every Master Mason that comes to the Schofield House, they have to come and see me and talk to me. You're going to be forced to talk to the Grand Master. I know that might be painful for some of you, but you're going to have to be forced to talk to me. I'm going to give one of every Master Mason that shows up one of my Follow Me to Freemasonry pins with my truck Betty on it. There are only 500 of these made. And come to the Schofield House and you can get one of these pins. So I hope to see, more importantly, I hope you come to the Schofield House because you want to visit with the Grand Lodge officers, with myself, our ladies, see our historical birthplace of Indiana Freemasonry, and just spread a lot of brotherly love, and not just come for the pin, but we'll have food and some fun and some drinks and just a great time. So please make every effort to come to the Schofield House and join in our celebration of our wonderful birthplace. Brothers, a lot of things went on this week. There was a lot of tragedy, a lot of political airing on our Facebook and in the news, and some school shootings, and just it's a rough world that we live in right now. And I sent out a letter to all Master Masons of the state of Indiana in response to some things that I was reading on Facebook, and reports that were made to me about things that brothers were posting on Facebook. And I know we are all passionate in our beliefs. I am myself. And when tragedy strikes, or when the political discussions get heated, we have to remember one thing. Number one, we're brothers. And we're to set an example for those around us in our speech, in our actions, how we portray ourselves, and how we conduct ourselves, not only as men, but more importantly as Masons. The beauty of this fraternity, brothers, is that we're joined together in our obligations and in our brotherly love, despite those differences, despite our political beliefs, despite our religious beliefs, despite the color of our skin, despite whether or not we drive a 1970 Dodge truck or we drive a Cadillac Escalade. Freemasonry puts us all on the level. And we have to remember to be respectful of other people's beliefs, to post hate speech and terrible words and filthy language because we don't agree with somebody, or to say that if I hear anybody say this, I don't care, I'm just going to punch him right in the face and knock him down. That's not Freemasonry. Number one, it's a violation of our obligations. Number two, it's a violation of Masonic law. We're not to disregard other people. We're not to be disruptive. We're not to use foul language, and we're supposed to set the example. And I'm so proud of all our Masons in the state of Indiana, and each one of us, myself included, make mistakes. I've made plenty of them. And the measure of a man, and especially the measure of a Mason, is what does he do when he makes a mistake? Does he realize it? Does he take responsibility for it? And does he do what he can to rectify those things that he did? That's what a Mason does. We don't blame others for our actions. We don't find excuses. We accept responsibility for our actions, and we try our best to do better. So let's just be mindful of that Freemasonry is just such a wonderful organization, and it showed that Saturday night was just like a calico of every background of brother that you can think of, with their lovely ladies and their partners, and let's celebrate the things that we have in common, that joy of being good men, of striving to be good men, of working together, of spreading the cement of brotherly love, where no contention should ever exist again, but that noble contention of whom best can work, and more importantly, who best can agree. There's just so many great things going on, brothers, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I just appreciate it so much, and we're all doing such a good job. Our Grand Lodge officers are out and about. Our Lodge liaisons and our ritual instructors, especially now, are really pouring in a lot of voluntary work and a lot of voluntary time to build this fraternity. Please get with one of your Grand Lodge officers or your Lodge liaisons or ritual instructors and schedule an education on the 357 program to help strengthen our lodges, to build our lodges, and bring our brothers back to our lodges that haven't been for a while. And education is so important to this fraternity, and learning and growing in this fraternity, and helps keep brothers interested in coming, learning more about then what the electric bill is, or what the water bill is, and how come we haven't mowed the lawn this week. We really need to have great education in our lodges, and we can supply that. Brothers, I love each and every one of you, and it's an honor to serve as your Grand Master. I was so proud of the response to the Grand Master's reception, and for me and the First Lady, and I just greatly appreciate everything you do in this fraternity. So this week, be mindful that we're all in this together. All of us are brothers. We all have our opinions. We all have our ideas. But the main thing that we have in common is brotherly love. Thank each and every one of you. I hope you have a great week. I hope your families are doing well. Take care, and we'll see you on the road. Thank you so much. Good night.